Good day, Ma'am Leslie and classmates. I am Daryl Ceribo, and today I will be reporting on the classification, identification, and production of Pomelo or Citrus maxima. So here is an outline of my report. First, I'll introduce you to the crop, then I'll discuss its taxonomic classification and botanical identity from other species. Moreover, I will feature the known pomelo varieties. For its economic importance, I'll be discussing the indicative crop classification or ICC, its production statistics, and lastly, its prospects on the production. So before I start with the discussion, in your mind, try to identify which of the following is or are considered a pomelo or which is or are considered as a grapefruit. So ayan, isip-isip lang kung ano sa tingin nyo. So ayan, personally, sa tingin ko nakakalito. I think their differences is like this meme. It can be difficult to distinguish, right? If we only base on the peel color or fruit color, a lot of confusions may arise. I just got these photos from stock photos, so I cannot confirm which is which. But I feel like the image on the top left is a grapefruit and the rest are pomelos. Later on, malalaman natin yung differences nila. Pero this is why proper identification is very important. Kasi basing on common names and common traits is not enough to properly identify a crop species. As a trivia, grapefruit is probably a result of natural hybridization between pomelo and sweet orange and could be followed by a back crossing with pomelo. Then through artificial selection and more intensely colored fruits, grapefruit varieties were produced, as you can see here. As of its taxonomic classification, pomelo belongs to the Rotaceae family and the citrus genus, and its accepted scientific name is Citrus maxima. Although Citrus grandis became widely used, Citrus maxima is the correct name under the International Code of Botanical Nomenclature. Moreover, its authors are Berman and Merrill. Some of its common names in the Philippines are the following: Pomelo, Suha, and Lukban. But before we focus on Pomelo, let me discuss first its family, the Rutaceae. Since the genus Citrus belongs to this family, Rutaceae has been referred to as the citrus family, even if it also includes other genera such as Ruta or Rue, which is known for its medicinal properties. Images on the right show some species of the Rutaceae family. Finger lime or Citrus australasica is a citrus fruit native to Australia. Below that, we can see a photo of Ruta, Gavriolen's flower, or the common rue. Other species that are cultivated in the Philippines are the orange jasmine or the kamuning, which is being used as a foliage or an ornamental plant, and the mandarin orange, which is commonly cultivated in the country. Aside from those cultivated species, there are endemic ones like this Atalantia retusa, which also exists in the Philippines alone. Next. Now that we are familiar with the Rotaceae family, let me discuss a bit about the citrus genus. As we all know, it is one of the most popular fruit commodities, and it includes a variety of fruits that are sold commercially. According to the Plants of the World Online, there are currently 27 accepted species. And some of its unique characteristics are the high level of heterozygosity, long juvenile period, polyembryony, or sexual incompatibility, to name a few. And as you can see in this image of calamansi, I think we can observe multiple embryos in the seeds, which could result in polyembryony. One of the citrus species is the Citrus maxima or pomelo. It is a tropical perennial fruit tree that is commonly cultivated in the Philippines, but it was probably introduced rather than native to the country. Among the citrus fruits, pomelo is characterized by its um, thick, its thick, ano to? Thick, thick peel. Actually, it has the thickest citrus peel among all the citrus species, as you can observe. So, yan yung isa sa pinaka-difference ng grapefruit at pomelo. Kasi yung grapefruit, mas selected siya for thinner flesh and mas malaki yung, thinner peel and mas malaking flesh. So, ayan. So, it is also the largest size. So, kung makakakita kayo ng grapefruit, mas maliit siya commonly dun sa mga pomelo na nasa market. And as another trivia about pomelo, it was a part of a legend about naming Lucban, Quezon, which is my hometown, na it was an indication of that the location is fit for settlement. So kung makikita nyo sa right, yung tatlong hunters, sila yung nasa legend na nakahanap dun sa Lucban. And since may kingfisher, nakita nila na it is a good sign na maganda yung place for settlement or for cultivation. This image shows that the center of diversity of citrus excuse me, in the south of China. So ito siya. And it shows that where the pomelo and citrus fruits originated and distributed. So ayan, so dito napunta yung ibang pomelo, so nagkaroon ng hybridization with sweet orange and ayan, doon nag-result yung grapefruit. This is another illustration that shows the distribution of pomelos. So now I will be discussing or presenting rather some of the pomelo varieties. First, here are the pomelo varieties that are registered under NSIC or the National Seed Industry Council. Currently, there are 4 varieties: the Marta, Magallanes, Helmar, and Siamese Abulog. So I was not able to find images. Tinatry kong maghanap pero wala talaga akong mahanap. Pero I found these unique characteristics from each variety. For Marta, it bears 50 to 60 fruits per cropping season. For Magallanes, the flesh color is pink and it has no seeds. This was mentioned by Sir Chito as the same as the Suhang Davao. Helmar's whole fruit weighs over 900 grams. And lastly, the Siamese Abulog fresh color is colorless to creamy white in color and it is very juicy. I was not able to find images pero meron ako nakita from other sites ng ibang pomelo varieties. So yes, there were accessions that differ in origin, peel size, and flesh color, as we can see in this set of pictures. We can see that they greatly vary in their characteristics even if they come from the same species. I also saw some very interesting varieties such as the Chinese pomelo and the Otomican pomelo, which have very unique traits. This Chinese pomelo accession is pear-shaped, while the Otomican pomelo seems like it has multiple sets of fruit inside. However, I think the Otomican pomelo is actually a hybrid named Citrus X sinograndis. Later on, we will see that the commercial classification of pomelo may also include other species or hybrids as well. Aside from the taxonomic and botanical descriptions, pomelos can also be classified according to their economic use. Although I discussed that pomelos are different from grapefruit, they are commonly categorized as the same crop economically. Based on the ICC by the FAO, pomelo is classified under fruits and nuts, specifically under the citrus fruits, together with grapefruit. Moreover, it was classified as a permanent crop. Next, I'll be presenting the production statistics of pomelo worldwide and locally. Since pomelo is commercially classified together with grapefruit, some of their statistics are presented together as well. In this graph, we can see that there is a general increase in the grapefruit production worldwide from 2012 or 2013 to 2020 or 2021. Just last year, the global production was estimated to be 6.73 million metric tons. Now, this graph shows the grapefruit and pomelo production from selected countries and continents. It can be observed that China and United States are the leading producers of the crops. In fact, China produced over 5 million metric tons of grapefruit and pomelo last 2018. For the Philippines, it can be observed that there is a general decrease in the production of pomelo from 2011 to 2020. It declined from 30.6 to 26.86 thousand metric tons. I think this is just the same data, but from 2018 to 2020. Next, the total land area used for pomelo production has been quite steady. This one is from the Philippines as well. I tried to look up statistics regarding the production of pomelo by region or province in the country, but I was not able to find one. However, I came across statistics for pomelo production in Davao, which is one of the most known producers of pomelo in the country. They produce the commonly sold Davao Pomelo or Suhang Davao. Yeah. From 2017 to 2018, the production has declined a bit, but eventually it increased by 2019. Lastly, last 2019, Davao was able to produce 14.8 thousand metric tons of pomelo. Table 2 just shows the pomelo production by province in Davao from 2018 to 2019. It can be seen that Davao City has the highest production of pomelo within the Davao region. Now that we're almost done with the discussion, here are the prospects for pomelo production. First, post-harvest studies and practices such as degreening can be done to force color change in citruses such as pomelo. Moreover, utilization of pomelo peelings for extracting phytochemicals can be done. One of the emerging technologies is the microwave-assisted extraction, which is deemed more effective than the conventional extraction method. Lastly, since traditional plant breeding techniques are challenging due to the maturity period of citruses such as pomelos, modern biotechnology may be employed. This may include the following: micropropagation or tissue culture, embryogenesis, haploid production, monoclonal variation, somatic hybridization, seedless variety development, and lastly, the CRISPR gene editing technology. That would be all for my report, and these are my references for my report. Sorry for extending, and thank you for listening.